What's up, weirdos? You want to see the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me that was a completely unforced error that I just did fully to myself? Of course, I'm talking about 5 years ago when I succumbed to a fatal dose of TikTok brain. I cannot wait to tell you this story because it's something that I haven't actually genuinely talked about in 5 years, because it's the type of thing where what is known is this 5-second clip, and anytime I want to reference it or bring it up, in my mind, I've filmed videos before and I've just been because what nobody is aware of is that is a 5-second clip of a minute-long video that was the 4th video that I made during the most unhinged moment of my in response to another thing. And every time that I want to bring it up, I feel like I've got to say the whole story, but then I'm like, okay, but that would completely derail the whole video and I wouldn't even have enough time to go into it, and it would kind of need to be its own video. So that's what this is. This is that video. Prepare to cringe because I have the content that nobody has seen. It's been 5 years. I'm so excited to talk about this, and because I'm on the inside of it, it's one of the most interesting stories that I could ever possibly cover, because it's I have the inside scoop. I have the stuff that was happening off camera. I have the inner monologue of the idiot. And if you're watching this video because you only know that idiot, I'm talking to y'all, the weirdos, my audience, but if you are somebody who just knows me as the idiot, oh my god, you're gonna be eating so good in this video. As I'm gonna answer all the questions that I've been getting that I just haven't responded to, talk about how it's extended into real life. In order to get into all the juice, we have to go where it all started. I am so sorry for subjecting you to this cringe that you're about to see. This video is so annoying. Okay, go ahead, Cooper. Hey, what would you like to come on the internet and say unprompted?
I have painted nails, rings, and a pearl necklace, but I'm straight. Is that the same as blackface? According to one Instagram user, yes. I'm so serious. Somebody actually said that.
I'm sorry. I just hate my aura. I hate my aura. It's so annoying. It's so cocky and arrogant and I have painted nails. That's what it was all about, idiot. Okay, sorry. We're so early on. We haven't even got to the actual. Okay. This is what I'm saying. This is gonna be so embarrassing. But actually, despite how annoying I am in this video, what I am talking about here is, it's a really actually insane and unhinged thing. I'm just saying it really annoyingly. But the comment is from a post where I posted myself having painted nails being okay, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that. But they said, what is happening here is much more than that. This seems like blackface in a sense that he can paint his nails and we call it style and cool. Then he can get those unpainted and go back to be straight and normal for the general public. Yet a gay man does this and he gets crucified for it and still gets bullied even if he doesn't accessorize like a woman. A straight man and a gay man painting their nails will never be the same thing. That's true. Doesn't seem like blackface though, because when she said, well, he can just go take his nail polish off and then be I'm not wearing nail polish anymore. The thing is, anybody can do that with nail polish, but if you're black, you can't just take it off. So I found this to be very unhinged, and I thought this is gonna be a universal thing that everybody's gonna agree with, where it's okay, that is such a wild comparison to make, and honestly very dismissive of what blackface actually is and the history of it. Also, if you're painting your nails, you're not doing it out of mockery, you're just doing it because you like it. I thought everyone's gonna be on my side, because what I was doing on TikTok at that time was making videos where I'm in my car and I'm yelling there's a TikTok audio where I did. That's what I'm saying with TikTok brain. I had a couple videos where I was yelling about something progressive in a car, and I'm wow, millions of people like that. Well, if millions of people like it, then I should keep doing that because they like it. But that's that feedback loop where when you're on TikTok and all that the content is I believe in this thing which is progressive. Post. It doesn't really come across as genuine because it's well, yeah, you're just posting that because you just want to say that because you just want to look good. And not in all cases, but if that's what you're doing a lot, and if you're doing it really annoyingly like I was. Oh, I have painted nails and a pearl necklace. Shut up, who cares? Okay, but to talk about why I was even acting like that in the first place, so taking you inside the mind of the idiot. This is pretty recently post, okay, not to get controversial, I grew up as an evangelical Christian. Oh God, okay, why am I talking about this? This is just true. I grew up as an evangelical Christian, and I was I don't really they seem to be on the wrong side of everything that I actually believe should be happening in the world. And then, I'm not gonna get into it right now, a variety of things happened that made me go, you know what? I actually don't believe in this. So now I'm sitting there, I'm just past being a teenager and I have no identity. Or what I had based my entire identity in is kind of not there, so I'm unmoored. And I'm who am I? Well, I believe in these things. And I like Percy Jackson. So I'm gonna get a pearl necklace. You know what? How about I paint my nails? My older brother does that. He's in a band. He plays screamo music. That's cool. So I'm like, okay, this shit that seems cool to me, I'm gonna start doing it. As I'm doing it, I get a bunch of followers on TikTok. People are like, yes, yes, yes. And it turned me into that annoying little fucking brat. I'm a man! Who thinks I'm doing something because in my sheltered fucking Christian co-op life, in like my circles, I'm acting up. I'm acting crazy right now. People are whispering like, I don't think Cooper's with the faith anymore. But then if you're just like a human being, like I am doing so nothing by wearing a sweater and a pearl necklace and painting my name. And it's so annoying to see somebody acting like they're doing something. So I say that to say some of the response to this video was like, it's not necessarily that you're wrong, but I don't like you, which I did not internalize because I was like, but I am right. So then why aren't you agreeing with me? Like, look at this. It's so cool that I get to go in and see like the private comments. This is why it's like the coolest story that I could tell. Okay, she has a point, though worded very, very badly. The point that she's making gets expanded upon in the next following videos, which led to everything. And I expand more on my thoughts on it in these videos. So we'll get there, but I stand 10 toes down on. You're comparing it to blackface. You're like, I don't know. I feel that feels racist. Okay, all of the comments, like there's so many comments that are like, I'm so confused as to how painting your nails is blackface. Or you're honestly normalizing it, which makes it safer for those who are in the community. Also, it looks great on you. Thanks, but I'm being annoying. That person was so off the mark. You painting your nails helps normalize it for everyone. I really don't understand how anyone could be upset at it. But there's one comment that I did not pay attention to that if I had just looked at this, listened to it, reflected, nothing that follows would have followed. And honestly, maybe it's good that because like what his okay, we'll get into everything. I'm not like getting ahead of myself. Lol what said, IDK bro, your arrogance when it comes to this is kind of off-putting. That's true. And if I had just realized that, everything would have been fine. But the majority of the feedback that I was personally getting was like, yeah, comparing it to blackface is insane. And yet I was still getting a lot of comments being like, well, actually, and some people were like stitching my videos and trying to like be like, it's kind of like blackface. Like it is a little bit like blackface. And I felt so vindicated and that like, obviously blackface it's like, you cannot compare something like this to that. You know how I said that I got like big by sitting in my car and screaming? And it's like, it's cute when I'm going like, I want a lightsaber! Ah, I'm a man! I want a lightsaber! I'm a man! Still kind of like, settle down, young man. But I was feeling so vindicated and I felt like there was a specific thing that people were really not getting. Oh my God. You're about to want to scream at me to shut up in this.
In order for something to be normalized, it has to be normalized. This fashion statement is no longer an indicator that I'm queer. This is a very personal issue to me. Say I was a closeted bisexual man living in Kansas. This stuff is normalized, so I feel comfortable expressing myself in that way. But if it wasn't normalized, I would feel uncomfortable doing that because it would force me to come out of the closet. And if I want to remain in the closet, I have to dress like I'm from Bass Pro Shop.
Oh God, I'm from Bass Pro Shop! Honestly, okay, maybe I was a little bit more stressed out. Okay, that one, I'm being intense. But what I am saying here, it's a different tone than sitting there being like,
I'm wearing like a what?
And like cocky and annoying like that first video. I hated the vibe of that one. And this one is like, okay, it's intense. Like, bro, calm, like, just say it. Like, you don't have to be yelling. Like, it's okay, we're listening. We scrolled, like, we're here. But that was a thing that a lot of people were talking about where it's like, okay, you're saying that you doing it is like necessary for it to be normalized. So you're taking credit for normalizing it. And it was pissing me off. Clearly, I was being really annoying about it. And there's clearly something personal that is affecting me there when I'm like, what if I was a closeted bisexual man living in rural Kansas? As I'm living in rural Kansas. Now, let me explain that because when I'm saying that, it's because I have very specific people in mind who I'm close to at that time period who are like, they're with me in this. I'm having conversations with them behind the scenes where I'm like, am I fucking crazy? Like, is me painting my nails? Like, is it like, it can't, and they're like, no, because like, truly, if you're like wearing stuff like that is gay, so you gotta be like, hey, shout out gay people for this because this is pretty gay that I'm doing this. That's insane. And you know, later when I say Marsha P, okay, I'm just gonna say it. This is the video. Marsha P Johnson. When I say that later, it's fucking insane. But that's exactly what I was saying here where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? If you're doing something and it's like, okay, that's gay, then you can't be closeted and do it even if you want to. And at this time also, I'm sitting there, so many people online are being like, you're queerbaiting I'm like, I genuinely am not trying to do that at all. That was like a big, like now it's performative male. In 2021, it was like,
Noah Beck, queer bait.
it was a time period where this was very much in the collective conscience of like the internet public. But I'm sitting there genuinely just trying to like find out who the fuck I am in the wake of my entire identity being collapsed because I'm not in that faith anymore. And I feel like isolated, but I feel like I found a community online that's like, oh, I like this. And I'm like, yay. And it felt so good. And I felt like if I'm enjoying this so much, if I feel so much more comfortable like in this type of way, and everybody's saying that that is gay or like bi, I'm sitting there going, okay, but am I? Like, there's like, obviously, if there's like thousands of people saying that about you all the time, you're gonna have at least a month where you sit there and you go, am I gay? And I came to the conclusion that I'm not. But in the middle of this going on, I'm sitting there like, okay, and then what if I was? And now you guys are like trying to like out me, or you're trying to make me go, okay, I'm bi. But I actually haven't even come to a conclusion. Luckily, I did not say that. That would have been fucking, oh my God. Just to say something like that to get out of it. The way that people were talking to me, it made me feel like that was what I could kind of do. Is what like would be the easiest way out of like,
No, guys, I am.
but I'm like, I'm not. I'm getting pissed off. That's how I was feeling. That's me. I look, it's been 5 years since then, but watching these videos, it really does bring those emotions back up in me because it is crazy to just be commenting on somebody who is like, you don't know. Like you're being really extreme and saying some like stuff about them that like, it's not me. I was not in the closet, but I had close friends that still are. And so I found this whole conversation so frustrating, clearly, because I also felt like you're defending comparing it to blackface while also saying that it's good for it to be normalized, but it shouldn't be normalized. Like everybody shouldn't be doing it, but it should be normalized. And it was pissing me off. But that's the thing, is the whole conversation had fractured at this moment. And I was arguing about something that was related to blackface and closeted people and people who are like just wanting to express themselves, and like not everything has to be this person can do this person can do this. That's where I was coming from. I think what a lot of people were talking about on the outside, like the following video is going to be more about that. But if you look at the comments on this one, I think that it's another case of, hey buddy, pipe down with your tone. You're being really fucking annoying. I think it's important to truly listen to constructive criticism and marginalized voices instead of getting defensive. I didn't feel defensive in the moment, but watching the video, bro could not have been acting more like, like that's being really, yeah. Not Wild Lynn commented, by the way, I love his videos. He's so, his take on Rob on traders, I love him. But he said, this is pretty condescending to the group giving you criticism, which is the group that has done the labor of normalizing it for you. This is what I'm talking about, where there's a fracture that happened here. That is valid. When we're talking about a specific type of criticism, which is like, bro, why are you being so annoying? Bro, why are you being so cocky? Why are you so confident about all this shit? But I was like so on a different path, which led me down to hell. But I just want to say, like, that comment, I really, really fucking appreciate it, because I really respect the guy who commented that. I didn't know it then, but like now I follow him, I love him, and I wish that I was more cognizant of what was actually happening in that moment, because unfortunately, I believe that that's a good point that I'll get into in a second, but a lot of the comments on this are from people who have the context where I was coming from. Isn't this what we want though? For people to express themselves freely without toxic gender norms? I don't see a problem with him dressing this way. That is the top comment on the whole video. And then the second top comment is from Ryan Beard, another creator. You guys should really subscribe. They're like amazing. They're also from Kansas. They make great content, and like this, this meant a lot to me. I thought the whole idea was more straight people should do it so it's safer for LGBTQ people to do it too. But it really does go to show you, like, those last two comments are talking about the thing that I'm talking about here, which is that, like, obviously everybody should be able to dress however the fuck they want and not have to be like weird about it. And it's like not at all comparable to like blackface. It's unbelievable. That's where I'm coming from. That's where half of the people in the comments are coming from. But there's this other half, and who's looking at me sitting in a car going like,
I have painted nails.
and who's looking at all the other content that I'm making that's like,
Hey, a Trump supporter said something about me having painted nails. Meanwhile, I think I'm hot for it.
I hate that so fucking much. Because those are, like, you want to talk about pick me? I went through pick me ego death by the end of this video, because holy fuck, that is so annoying. And that's what other people are talking about but I wasn't being cognizant of it. The story gets crazier because now we've reached video 3. No, this is not the Marsha P. Johnson video. This is maybe the most painful video of them all. So at this point, I've made 2 videos. I'm yelling in my car. I'm bringing up personal shit on TikTok. And when I'm watching it, like, that is the most annoying version of me that I've ever been in my life. Like, you know how difficult it is to watch an old video of you, or like to scroll up through your messages from like 5 years ago and see how you were texting back then? That's how I'm feeling right now. But it's all happening with everybody watching, and I'm so unaware of what's going on. But now looking back, I'm like, how did you not see? And then I made this next video, and this is the one that genuinely hurts to watch. Because for the first time out of all of these, I actually see myself. I actually see like the authentic version of me, not me like putting on like this performance, trying to show up and be one type of way.
Oh, I'm this guy. I've left my old life behind and now I feel like...
No, in this video, it's like, it's me. Oh God.
The video this is from, I was talking almost exclusively about how normalization is healthy. And that comes based on conversations I've had with members of the LGBTQ+, where it's like having something normalized makes them feel more comfortable and safe doing that. A couple of problems. I said that it already is normalized because I didn't want to say that I'm normalizing it because I don't want to take credit, because the LGBTQ+ people from way before, they're the ones who pioneered that. So I didn't want to say I'm normalizing it, but I know it's not normalized yet, so I'm sorry for saying it that way. Also, normalizing experimenting with your sexuality and gender through fashion is something that's really important to me, especially as it relates to closeted individuals. So that's why I was feeling passionate and why I was specifically talking about that. I don't think enough people saw this comment, and I need to just say it with my face anyways. Straight cis people don't deserve the credit or praise for gender bending fashion.
So there's where it is. I felt like there was this fracturing that had happened, and when I saw what was going on, I'm like, okay, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying I should be getting credit for it. But then if you go back and you look at the very first video, you can very easily understand why smart people, like the guy who commented on that last video, Not Wildland, you can see why their takeaway isn't, oh, he's so right. It's crazy to say that painting your nails is the same as blackface. It makes sense that their takeaway was, this guy is so fucking annoying and he thinks he's doing something. Like, he thinks that he's like cool for this, and it's like, it's nothing. Why are you acting like grow a shut up? And I feel that so fucking hard watching that first video. I'm like, shut up! Oh my God! You don't have to have this for me, but for me, like on the inside, I do know, like, I was an evangelical Christian, and for the first time I was like, oh, I could actually dress however the fuck I want. Let me have a blast. And in my community and in where I was, it was kind of like a big deal. And I felt a lot of like, what the fuck is going on with Cooper in my personal life? So I could say there was this insecurity that I caused to project this thing on, but at the end of the day, that's all just an excuse for like, but here, I got it. So why is this the most painful one for me to watch? Because why didn't I shut the fuck up after this? I made my point about the blackface. I made my point about how normalization is important for closeted individuals. I made my point right here about how praise should not go to straight or cis people. It belongs to the LGBTQ+, because they're the ones who actually suffered or risked anything ever. And I feel like everybody's locked in on that and we're all on the same page, because like, that is true. And you see me being genuine in this video, and I'm saying the stuff where it's like, I have listened. I understand what y'all are talking about. You are so right in these ways. I still feel this is a point that needs to be addressed, but I get where y'all are coming from. Why couldn't it have been that? I said early on in that video, I'm like, something about pioneers.
Because I didn't want to say that I'm normalizing it, because I don't want to take credit, because the LGBTQ+ people from way before, they're the ones who pioneered that. So
they're the ones who pioneered it. Hey brother, that is a good line right there. The LGBTQ+ people from history, they're the ones who pioneered it. Hey, you know what would be a really bad idea? If you then listened to any hate that came after this and then made a response to that. Brother, you've been your genuine self. You've reflected on this stuff. You've been authentic. Like in this one, in the first two, obviously not. But eventually, okay, I actually get where y'all are coming from.
Why could that not have been enough?
enough.
This is why it's so painful, because that was good enough. But unfortunately, this is TikTok in 2021, y'all. And this was by far the least viewed and the least liked of any of those videos, because obviously it's not outrageous. The other ones,
I'm being really annoying.
and the other one I'm being like, oh my god, what about closeted people in Kansas? It's like, okay. Also, what about closeted people in Kansas? But you're being crazy right now and you're screaming at me in the car. You take a second and just like breathe before you film next time? And those are the things that people kept responding to. Obviously, they were outrageous and ridiculous and so deserving of people making fun of them. They're funny and they're embarrassing, and it would be so much fun to insult somebody who made videos like that. If I saw somebody acting so douchey online where they're like,
I painted my nails pearly.
I would find them insufferable. But my fetus fucking brain sat there and went, well, they're still mad at me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to go one step further. I need to go one step further. Please don't go one step further, Cooper. You said go 1 million steps further? You say one of the most insane things I've ever said in my life? That'll stop people from hating me? Okay. The next video that I filmed was an attempt to get people to stop hating, because I was like, guys, I agree with you. If you feel like I haven't agreed with you, what can I fucking tell you to make you believe me? I don't think that straight people should get credit for wearing painted And unfortunately, I didn't just feel that internally. I should have felt it internally and felt confident in the way that I had finally expressed myself in this one. I should have very heavily reflected on those first two videos and been like, why did the argument fracture into like it being about me being like annoying at all? Oh, it was because I was annoying. Oh, no, that can't be. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it wasn't clocking to me that they were standing on business. It didn't clock to me at all what was going on. And I genuinely thought that even after saying this, that it wasn't enough. And I feel like in this moment, I have to do something. I was such an idiot. Like, I have to do something. They're pissed at me. No, dude. They're pissed at the two videos before where you were being so weird. I was being so weird in those videos. And like, it's not just those two. Like, before that, my whole vibe was like, y'all, my TikTok era. Kill me. I don't know how I had friends. I had friends that like spanned before TikTok, through TikTok, and post TikTok. Sometimes I'll talk to them, I'll be like, why the hell didn't you grab me by the collar and throw me against the wall and just start punching me in the fucking stomach?
We saw that you were, looking for your identity somewhere and you're trying to...
Okay, well, how about you grab me by the ears and tell me that's not what my identity is? That I shouldn't be a little cocky douche about it. Oh my god, I'm stalling. I feel it. Okay. So I kept getting hate for those first two videos. I wasn't confident enough in how I'd expressed myself in this last video, and I felt like I just had to say something to let everybody know I'm on your side. I agree with you guys. Even though last video I said it would be fucking insane to wear what is honestly some ordinary ass shit. It's a necklace and a little bit of shit on your fucking cuticles. It's like so not anything at all. Like a billion people wear it. And I was just saying it would be fucking crazy to then have to wear that and go, oh, shout out to gay people. It's, it's gay. It is gay, but shout out to them. That's the exact thing that I had been saying this whole fucking time. But I got some more hate videos. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I am wrong. Okay, let's just do it. This is the first time that I have watched the Marsha P Johnson video in full. So the experience that I'm gonna be we're gonna be sharing this together. Y'all, I am so grateful for you for like watching my videos and allowing me to grow into like my authentic self. Because when I show you this, it's like I feel like
You're gonna see my penis.
that's what it feels like when I'm about to play this video. Oh my god. But there's like so much good that has come out of this that I want to talk about. Fallout, what's happened in real life, questions. There's so much after this video because that's when everything really fucking hit the fan. So let's get into it.
Above all is that he looks like shit. He looks stupid.
He's talking about me in that video. And it's interesting, I've actually always struggled with self-confidence issues, and it wasn't until I started painting my nails and wearing accessories that I was able to feel comfortable in my own skin. I think embracing your femininity and wearing things like pearl necklaces is totally okay and should be encouraged for people, even if they're cis.
Why am I about to cry? Why am I so emotional? And also I'm saying,
Yeah, I used to struggle a lot with self-image issues.
and my shirt is fully fucking unbuttoned. Who are you? What are you doing right now? For context, before I filmed this video, I had been like filming this short film with my friend Diego, and I was like going to drop a lens off at his house, and like there was like person had made a video about me, and there were like a couple others, and they're just like, it was at this point devolved to just being insulting, like, he looks like shit. He looks like shit. And I'm sitting there going, you're fucking pissing me off right now. No, but I drove to my friend Diego's house, and he was like, hey man, how's everything going? you good? And I'm like, yeah, Diego, I'm not good. I'm not good at all. I'm struggling. And Diego's like, hey, we haven't really developed an intimate relationship like that, but I'm here for you. I'm like, I appreciate it. And what's so funny about this is I went home and I was like, it's time to stop everything. Like, the hate has to stop. I will do whatever the fuck you want. And I went and I drank a Mike's Hard Lemonade because that's how edgy I actually was at the time. And I was like, let's get into it. That is the mindset that I was in making this video.
Embracing your feminine side is okay, and that's not toxic. I think it's healthy, and I'm trying to build a community with my platform of people who are willing to explore themselves, specifically in their fashion. I'm sorry you don't think I'm hot. I'm not dressing for you. I'm dressing for me.
Oh, he thought he ate. I'm not dressing for you. I'm dressing for me. Well, you're not dressing very well. Okay, the person at the beginning of the video said I look like shit. That pissed me off. I can say about myself.
I'm dressing for me.
You're not even dressing. You're not even buttoning up the shirt. You're barely putting fabric on your shoulders. I just didn't need to do all this. This is so cringe. I didn't need to say any of this stuff. Everything that I talked about in the previous video covered everything that anybody else had been bringing up. This extra mile to be like, guys, I promise you, I'm on your side. It's just not genuine. It's not real. Like, I'm emotional right now, but I clearly expressed myself in the previous video, so the emotions are clearly coming from, I feel like I can't stop the hate that I'm getting. And I never wanted to be one of the people who's on the receiving end of something like this. And in hindsight, I'm glad that this happened to me for so many reasons. We'll talk about it later. We got to get to the obviously moment of this video, but you can see why what I'm about to say came out of my mouth from this video. I'm being so fucking serious while having an unbuttoned shirt, talking about, I just think people should be able to express their feminine and dog. Just do it. This is like, if I could go back in time and look at myself back then, first of all, I wouldn't change anything. I'll talk about it. There's so much good that's come from it. Like, I mean, in general, but like personally, where I wouldn't change it for anything, but like, I would want to go back and just say, you can do all of this and not mention it at all. If this is what your identity is, if what you're expressing to the world, if this like persona that you're putting into the world, what you dress, if that is who you are, to where when that gets criticized, you feel like you were criticized, then you really need to take a much deeper look at why you are identifying with the persona and not the genuine, authentic self behind that. And back then I would say, yeah, it's just because you're jealous because I'm fucking hot. That's what I would have said, but because nobody said that to me, not because nobody said it to me, because I'm a fucking idiot who wanted people to stop hating me and I just wanted to go along with whatever I thought would make them stop, I said this. Fucking idiot. Oh my god.
I do look really good, so. I didn't invent this style. I never claimed to have. I actually credit
One second. Why did I say I look good right now? Why did I say that? You're skinny. Your hair isn't even good. That's it. I do look really good though. Okay, then go in the mirror. Don't make it my problem. Why are you saying that to me? I'm watching the video. I hate you. Oh my god. I'll rewind it a second. That just pissed me off so bad because shut the fuck up. Hi, I'm really hot though. I do look really good though. Let somebody else say it. Don't say it about yourself. You fucking... Let's watch. This is gonna be the first time. Why don't you just put your hand up like that and just say something so confidently? You already said that you credit the LGBTQ pioneers who deserve the credit for any normalization. But what if that's not enough? Maybe you need to very confidently say that the way that you okay.
I didn't invent this style, and I never claimed to have. I actually credit Marsha P, a transgender woman of color, to be the person that I get all of my fashion inspiration from. She is the trailblazer. But I'm rocking the look.
No! She's the trailblazer! I'm rocking the look! Let me take a second. What the fuck did I say, like word for word? What the fuck?
To be the person that I get all of my fashion inspiration from.
I get all my fashion inspiration from? Okay, and this is how you can know. Oh my god! What I'm wearing is just regular guy's clothes that you get at fucking Savers in Olathe, Kansas. It's a thrift store. I'm not wearing anything like that. The t-shirt I'm wearing I got at Buffalo Exchange and it's the most expensive expensive thing in my closet. This is how she dressed. Does that look anything like what I'm wearing? This the look you're rocking, young man? This the look you're rocking? No. I've seen Cooper wearing shit like that. No. I'm pretty sure I saw Cooper in Stonewall dressed exactly like that. You fucking idiot. Grab you by the you fucking idiot. What the hell? And this is the thing where anytime that I want to like make a joke about it or make a reference to it or like cause some sort of like parallel between, anytime I want to do that, the thing that's so difficult is that all of this backstory, all these videos, nobody talks about it. Nobody like knows about that story. People might be like,
I know about it.
No, they don't. Because if you ask anybody what the story is, no, because I see it in the comments all the time. The vibe is that I just came out, posted a fit check and was like, yeah, my style is inspired by Marsha P. Johnson. And people think that that is what the video was. And it's like, anytime I want to make a joke or like reference or like be self-deprecating about it at all, I'm like, that's not what so I don't want to like, because then I have to explain the whole thing, which is what this whole video is. And if I tried to explain all of this, then it's like, okay, bro, fucking defensive. No, I'm a fucking idiot in all these videos. Idiot, pig fuck. But I'm like, no, I didn't think that I dressed like Marsha P. Johnson. I was just saying it because I was being a fucking idiot who thought that maybe that would get people to stop hating on me. How in my twisted fucking mind was that gonna get people to stop hating on me? Look at how she dresses! The words I said.
Yeah, I'm rocking the look.
What look are you rocking? Brother. It's so embarrassing. Insane. Like, I understand, like, the way that human minds work. Like, when you learn about, like, memory and science class and stuff, and you're like how long-term memory is, like, transmitted. Like, obviously, the joke in there of Cooper said his style is inspired by Marsha P. Johnson. It's not true. I literally fucking said that. But the whole context of, like, yeah, but I was arguing against the exact fucking point. And then I only said that because I thought that people would, like, stop hating me if I said that. Because I thought that what I was saying before was wrong. Because I wasn't clocking that it was actually that I was just being a fucking annoying idiot. Oh my god, it's so brutal. That's why that third video is so hard to watch, because if I had just left on that 5 years from now, nobody would have cared about that moment at all. Oh, somebody said that he painted his nails in. That's the same as blackface. In 2026, people looking at that like, okay, obviously insane. But I actually said that. Like, I actually said that out loud, and I didn't think about... This is the problem. And okay, as I'm looking at Marsha P. Johnson right now, there is a level of, I'm laughing. I think it's a funny story. I think it's crazy. And I think the fact that I am where I am now and I make the videos that I make now and I have this, like, it's so funny that I get to do this video. The fact that like what is now devolved into just like an internet meme, where it's just like an internet meme. And I've fully come to terms with it, where I was so upset for so long about it, but there's nothing to do but process. That's what life is, process and reflection. Trying to understand who you are, where you come from, and like to grow and everything. And I know now, like y'all, like the weirdos, y'all know about this and it's like a meme and it's like an inside joke and it's like, ah. Now that I've said it, it's kind of like, oh my God, he talked about it. But not only do I just want to share this because I think it's so crazy, but I like want to do something good with it, because the shame I feel specifically isn't even about myself. It's about that moment and like a meme and a joke being attached to Marsha P. Johnson, where oftentimes, maybe this is just like survivorship bias, that thing where like I'm only seeing the Marsha P. Johnson posts that are like talking about me because they're talking about me, so they pop up on my feed or people are sending them to me or tagging me in them. But I do think that like there unfortunately is like a lot of conversation about a meme related to her, when like she is such like almost unspeakably influential, knowing like where our culture is and what is like what's going on now, and the fact that you can trace so much of it back to Stonewall and her. And I feel awful that I am in any way attached to that, and that what should be somebody who's taken with the utmost seriousness and like respect oftentimes gets attached to this thing. But the flip side of that is, since that happened, and like honestly, I was not successful then at all. I was still living with my parents. I didn't even have like apartment rent money. But now that I locked in and I have this platform with all of y'all who I'm so unbelievably grateful for, I have this weird opportunity and ability to do some good with it. And just watching that video itself, I'm just looking at it going, I have to give $10,000 to her charity right now. And I would implore you, if you are in any way in a position where you could give, even if it's just $1, even if it's $5, the Marsha P. Johnson Institute is doing incredible things. And if some good can come out of me sticking my foot in my mouth, being a fucking idiot. Being so inauthentic, like, and embarrassing myself so bad. If anything good can come out of that, in some ways it would be worth it. So I'm pledging 10K. I'm linking the Marsha P. Johnson Institute in the description. I would really appreciate it. I know they would as well. Just a quick little pitch. I've got a lot more to get into, but I don't want to put this at the very end. Their focus is on policy and advocacy for the Black transgender community. On their website, they say hundreds of state bills and legislative actions are in play right now across the country. The Marsha P. Johnson Institute monitors these bills and directs resources when applicable to the transgender individuals in the states implementing the greatest harm, as these individuals are in the greatest need. So I would really appreciate it if you would join me in supporting them. And if you can't donate, you can still go to their website, go to the resources page, and you can download their Transgender Bill of Rights toolkit so you can be more informed and understand what's going on. And that's the thing, like, as embarrassing as that video is for me, as difficult as it is to watch it, and like how completely different I feel from the person that I'm seeing reflected in those videos, I also look at them and I'm so grateful because it forced me so heavily to confront how I deal with like my persona and what I value in life. Like, is being authentic important to me at all? After this moment, when I realized, oh, the one time I was authentic, I actually could have just stopped there. The one video where I was actually being like very authentic and not putting on any sort of like act or any way, I'm just being myself. That was the best version of what I was doing. And then everything else outside of that was just dog shit that everybody hated. Coming face to face with that, it made me value authenticity so much more. And specifically related to y'all, what I have now in this YouTube channel and with this community of people, the weirdos, but everybody, I know that when I'm making a video about somebody who's like cringe or they do something like Michaela Nogueira, when I make a video about her, I know that the audience that I'm speaking to isn't somebody who thinks that
Michaela Nogueira is never ever possible of becoming reflective and growing from that at all.
you can't think that and watch me, because I was so fucking cringe, undeniably cringe, so annoying. So in order to watch me, you have to have that level of empathy. And as a completely unpredicted byproduct of me being humiliated by myself in that way, it's led me to an audience that I could not be more grateful for, because y'all genuinely, unlike any other commentary creator's audience, and I do feel that it's like a subconscious like byproduct of this having happened. It's filtered out all the people who think that you can't be cringe and then reflect and grow. And I don't want my audience to be filled with people like that, because that's so fucking shitty. If I'm making a video about somebody who's just being cringe and like annoying, I don't want people to be like, and they're a piece of shit for the rest of their fucking life. So that's another bonus. But let me talk about specifically the fallout of that video, because nobody knows what happened like the next day, the next week, the next weeks, the next years, because I never talked about it really. So I made that video, I posted it, and then I went to sleep. And when I woke up, it was like, I mean, it was obviously like a horrible morning for me in that time period. I had a girlfriend at the time who was like,
private that video and get offline.
and after a moment I did, but I wrestled with it for a second because I was coming face to face with what felt like a Pandora's box, where I know if I open this app, I know if I look at the comments, I know if I look at the DMs, I can see people saying horrible things to me. You know how the internet is with stuff like this. Like, and for a little bit, I could not resist. I had to see like the awful things that were happening. But eventually I was like, okay, I deleted all social media and I'm like, what is me? I felt like I was Demi Lovato in Camp Rock. I was like, who's the real me? What's going on? I'm so misunderstood. So what did I do? I went back to basics. I went back to my childhood. I tried to reconnect with the inner me before I had this identity crisis when I left the faith. And then I found this new way. And then I started over-identifying with those things, because to replace the void that faith left, I filled it with like the presentation of who I thought I should be. And then that was all my value was there. And I'm like, well, who the fuck am I? So I returned to my favorite childhood book series, Aragon. As soon as this video was privated, I did not do anything else. I didn't like text my friends. I didn't want to hear anybody
Saying, are you okay?
I just wanted to get into the forest of Duwelden Varden and let Aragon and Arya have some softcore tension while Roran crushed people with hammers. And I'm telling you, that centered me so well. It brought so much peace to me. There was like so much turmoil, but trying to return to what I felt like, okay, I know this is about me. I know when I was a child, I liked this. And that choice of reflecting and looking inward was luckily the first of many choices of reflection over many, many years. And of course, I think the whole point of life is to constantly be reflecting and understanding and growing, like all of that, of course. And because this was such an extreme and like just very specific pain about like authenticity and like formative, that kind of topic, a lot of my reflection has been on that specifically. And it's really shaped how I view the world in a lot of ways, and it's honestly shaped how I make my content and the way that I talk about people online. But so much bigger than that, about how I want to show up in the world and how I want to live my life. And if there's anything that I can tell you, like the good that came out of this for me personally, beyond those other things, there's like a lot of things that were just like, I'm grateful that somehow good came out of it. The reason that I wouldn't change anything is because it taught me that inauthenticity leads to a performance of yourself. And when that inauthentic version of you that you've identified with starts to be attacked, you start saying things to defend it, but that's not even you. But bigger than that, even if this is successful, if this persona that you put on is successful, if the performative version of you is successful and it is loved and everybody's like giving you good comments and giving you good feedback, but it's not you, what you are actually doing is starving your actual true self of that praise and of that positivity. And you're starving it, and it's left hollow while this not you is getting all these things, and it means nothing. Because there's the advice, the real confidence comes from within. But I think more specific than that, make sure that how you are acting is who you are. And especially as you're growing up, you have to address the root of your insecurities to live authentically. Because if you let those insecurities rule your life, they won't ruin your life, but it sounds like a good like rhyme, but they will kind of ruin your life. And also, I talked about like some of the hate comments I got, some of the hate DMs. It's also shaped my perspective on when I see other creators talking about, I got death threats. The thing is, I got those when this happened. That is what people do online when there's no consequences and you can just DM someone something crazy after you saw a clip of them online. Like, it's gonna happen and you just have to honestly thug it out. That's what I thugged it out. And I do think that a lot of situations where people talk about like the backlash, I feel like it's similar to mine where, yeah, I got backlash, but also I could look at the root of that and maybe have some valuable self-reflection. I don't know. That's how I feel. And also something that's taught me that's huge for what I'm doing these days is it showed me like I got validation for what I believed. At first, that's positive. So then I say something else that I believe. Okay, positive. But now I'm just saying stuff that I believe that people already are affirming is positive. And so at what point am I saying it because I believe it? And at what point am I saying it because it's positive? And it's especially prevalent on TikTok and Twitter where the whole thing is like a short little tweet or a 20-second video, which is why I quit TikTok and I wanted to come on YouTube because I'm like, I can't be myself on TikTok. Like, what do you mean be yourself on TikTok? I'm not a vlogger. What the hell? And I want to talk about shit. But there is a difference between posting up in your car saying values that you're gonna get affirmation for and talking about an entire topic and then your opinion is naturally coming across while you talk about it. That's a whole different way of being. And that first one, I question if you can be somebody like that and it doesn't lead to inauthenticity. Okay, it honestly, it feels so good that I'm able to like tell this story to y'all. Now I can like live even more freely and more authentically because I have wanted to make fun of this. I have wanted to like make references to it, but I felt like I needed to make this video first. And I feel like when Rhett and Link were like,
we're not Christian anymore,
and they went into that whole spiel, this feels like so exciting for me and I'm very grateful for all of y'all. You have no idea how much it means to me, especially with how I was feeling after this video was posted the first time. I felt like shit. I didn't know if regardless of whatever like I did, if anybody would ever, yeah. So now, because all of this has been focused on the weirdos, like my people, I do want to open it up a little bit because as a result of all this shit happening, I was putting filters, trying to get people to not comment about it because I felt so humiliated by it. And it led to some masterpieces in my comment section as people tried to get around the filters where I was like,
you can't say Marsha.
It's the Matcha Peach Johnstown guy. That one cracked me up. Of course, there's a lot of comments like, love the outfit today. Who inspired it? Oh my God, your outfit is dazzling. Who inspired it? But this is my favorite one. P. I don't know why just P killed me the first time I saw it, but it is good. But I'm tired of people having to get around it. And honestly, I just haven't taken the filters off because I haven't been on TikTok. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? But now that I've made this video, I'm going to remove all of the filters. So you can go comment Marsha P Johnson on any video you want now because it's funny. I was being an idiot. It is embarrassing. But also I get comments like,
do you lie awake at night thinking about this?
Yes, I lie awake, cold sweat at night thinking about this, going, why the fuck was I such a fucking idiot? And questions like, have I seen this? I have seen this. Whatever edit you are asking if I've seen it. I have had close friends send it to me. Likely multiple times. Sorry, I just spat on you. Let me pull out a couple favorites. I don't know if I should say favorites.
People say we're alike, they say we've got the same habits.
Yeah, that is definitely my favorite one, although it's obviously humiliating. It's so good though. Like the editing is so fucking good. Or of course there's this one. so bad. This has 360,000 likes. This get millions of views on this. Oh my god, what's this one? It's too much. It's too much. Or there's this one. Okay, I'm so glad that I just remembered this. Okay, every masterpiece has this cheap copy. First of all, calling me a masterpiece, I appreciate you. Thank you. I do feel like this Marsha P video, it's on the Mount Rushmore of performative nail videos. Like, that's definitely up there with Cutting Board. But this one, I don't know if y'all have seen this. This guy, he's doing what people think that my video was. Just look.
All of my fashion inspiration from.
You know, I really take pride in the fact that I really think I'm like the first straight guy to get long, funky nails
I'm
like
the first
this.
straight guy to get long, funky nails. I've been an idiot before too. You can grow. Oh, the comment on this one is, now he's engaged to Sophia Diamond. Isn't that crazy? Someone said, what did she do? Nothing as far as I'm aware. She's just model level gorgeous. Yeah, she is pretty. That's what we love to see. I'll be right back. They said They said she's,
I can read.
I'm sorry. This is my dumbass brain actually. They said, I was just trying to figure out what part to start reading.
Wait,
She's just model level gorgeous.
I'll take it. Like, thank you.
What do you have to say about this? So like, I feel it's insane.
Why would they do that to you? Why would they do that to her?
No, that's the thing.
That edit is actually diabolical. Like, it needs to be deleted. This person needs to be canceled for this.
No. Guys, she's a ride or die. Well, who would you say you think I dress like? Like, who do you think would actually be the inspiration for my style?
Amelia Earhart. He made me say that.
I didn't make you say shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the hell out of here. You react to those circumstances in a way where you befuddle all logic by being a total douche idiot. And then the world keeps spinning. And if I can get through this, you can get through it too. But don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of this channel and being a part of this audience. It is the honor of a lifetime to be able to make things for the people who watch these videos. All jokes aside, when I was at rock bottom and I didn't know if my life was going to go, like, anything, to go from there to here where I am now and how I feel and the connection that I do genuinely feel with all y'all, I cannot overstate how much it means to me and how much I do not take it for granted. Thank you.
Jacket inspired by Amelia Earhart. Slippers inspired by Barack Obama. These jeans right here, the incomparable Winston Churchill. T-shirt up here, obviously we gotta go the late great James Earl Jones. And my belt, I gotta give credit to Joan of Arc. She might have pioneered putting a little leather on metal, but I'm rocking the look. Why did you say you're rocking the look? Why?